People above 30, what's your biggest regret in life? Not developing healthy eating and exercise habits when I was younger. I'm 31 now, and roughly 8-9 kgs over the recommended weight limit. Don't have a lot of muscle tone either, and had to work really hard to lose 15 kgs over the course of 2 years. My weight has fluctuated a lot over the last decade or so, and I went from hating myself to becoming militantly fat positive for a bit. I've never been particularly athletic or muscular looking, and I can't believe I wasted so much of my youth looking like a slob. I'm in a much better place now, but still a long way from having a healthy physique. I wish I'd traveled way more. Just sucked my parents were the strict Asian type and I couldn't do exchange while studying, etc. I mean, I did my CA and AM proud, but damn did my husband have some awesome ski trips while I was completing a unit. Then borders closed just as I finished my course. Our second huge Europe trip got canned and I got pregnant. Trips are different with a young kid, so there is some reminiscing going on when I'm wrangling a kid. 1. I regret the amount of time I spent hating my body. The self-loathing I had with my appearance consumed me. And now, when I look back at photos of me in my 20s, I just wish I could have seen how skinny I was too. I regret giving my ex a second chance after he cheated on me. He did it again, and the betrayal broke me and led to me blaming myself and developing severe body dysmorphia C.1. I was afraid of rejection when I was in high school. I feared that if I asked a girl out and she said no, I would be laughed at by my peers. I feared that if I tried out for the volleyball team and didn't make it, that I would be laughed at by my peers. And that's the biggest regret I've got, that I didn't try out for the high school volleyball team. It would have been a lot of fun. I let hyper-independence stop me from forming relationships. It's actually okay to rely on other people. Let people help you when they're offering. Also would have found a form of exercise I liked earlier. Only started at 30, which I don't think is too late, but would definitely have been more beneficial starting earlier in life. Not staying at my grandma's side the night of her death. I had been sitting there for 4 days and I was exhausted. This night some other members of the family were there and I couldn't stand listening to them and their obnoxious talking. So I went home and got a call that she had passed shortly after we all left. Always trying to be like everyone else, so I could fit in during my school years, which means I have little to no personality of my own as an adult. And ironically left me with almost nobody, just a couple of friends that are mostly busy with their wives, children and life. I wish there was a reset button. My biggest regret is not getting into exercise earlier. I thought people only exercised to lose weight and I was convinced I was just meant to be overweight. In my 30s I discovered running and volleyball and now I'm fitter in my 40s than I was in my 20s. I wish I'd realized how much fun I could be having. 1. The amount of time I spent in my early 20s worrying about things I can't control and waiting for others to push actionable change on me rather than doing the work in many areas myself. 2. Not spending more time with loved ones during a specific period of my life. 3. Not reducing alcohol earlier. Anorexia. Boy, did that veer me way off course, though I realize a lot of things were already off before I came to town. And I didn't have the ability to recognize or communicate those things. So I wish I knew how to connect with myself more, when all other feelings felt so intense of hard. As a man, not exercising, I was always skinny though. Not learning to sing, it was a bit gay for guys to sing where I grew up. Obviously nothing wrong with it, but insecure 10-15-year me who also was bullied did not need more things that stood out. Played way too much computer video games. I didn't value a couple individual friendships as much as I should have at the time because I had so many great things going in my life and took them for granted. Those people faded away out of my life because I was too focused on other people. And I chose poorly. Letting myself get into credit card debt. Related not saving for retirement earlier because of said credit card debt. I can't change my past and I am on a better track now, but understanding time and compound interest makes me really regret past mistakes. All y'all bitching about having parents that are alive. And you can and do talk to them. Everyone in this feed ought to call your parents and tell them you love them. You don't get them forever, and some of us had them a lot less. Or not at all sometimes. Not putting enough effort into school when I was younger and not playing sports. I think those years really shape you and give you confidence for the future. Not taking care of myself or exercising when I was pregnant with my kids. Letting a man treat me poorly. Just allowing the abuse to go on and on and on. I was so drained and tired of it, and I forgot what love was. I'd rather be alone forever than be gaslit, manipulated and made to feel worthless ever again. Not taking advantage of 401k savings and saving in general until I was in my 40s. I grew up poor and never understood how important it was to save for retirement. Now, I'm busting ass in my 50s so I can retire fairly comfortably. Not looking after my knees and back, seriously. I'm 39 and my lower back and knees are fucked to the point of doing dishes is painful. If I don't do certain exercises every day, every joint in my body has Rice Krispies inside. Should have gotten into programming earlier. Should have started playing guitar earlier. Should not have slacked so much on the exercise for so many years. Should have made a portfolio of blue chip stocks a decade ago. I wish I had left my homeland sooner and took 1 year off of work to travel. Also, I wish I went to therapy earlier and understood myself and stood for my value earlier. It makes a big difference in relationships dynamics. As a guy devoting myself to a girl, any guys out there, please focus on yourselves. Build your wealth. Focus on your careers. Girls will take it all from you. Unless you get a good one, then good on you, lad, grow together. You don't think that you're going to feel those pains you get until you get older. But take my word for it, they come. I really wish that I had taken better care of my physical and emotional health in my 20s. I used to regret so many things. Until I got to the realization, I can't change the past. So now I don't. I look at stuff I used to regret as a life lesson instead. It's a work in progress for me. Listen to my teachers, parents and co-workers throughout my teenage years. Now I'm drowning in college debt for a degree in a job I hate, that is barely paying my bills. 1. Not studying abroad for 1 or 2 semesters during university. 2. Not investing earlier in ETFs. 3. Staying in a relationship although knowing it was over for years. Not donating blood when I had the chance. I received a transfusion and now I can't donate. I'll never be able to return the gift that 3 strangers gave to me. Not taking the chance to join the Navy as an officer. I was qualified to do to Dartmouth, but decided I wanted to be a Navy chef. Worst mistake of my life. I focused too much on building wealth that I forgot to build relationships. Now I'm struggling to meet friends because I'm not part of their inner circle. Always saying yes. I spent so much time doing what others wanted and trying to please them. I feel I never really lived my life for myself. Just say no. I wish I had been more social and met more people during college. It's a lot tougher meeting people and making friends as an adult with an adult job. Chasing someone for too long instead of focusing being sober and healthy in my diet. And making more money being more in service for others. Not putting myself out there due to fear of failure. Failing should be celebrated and encouraged as a tool to learn and grow and improve. Bro, you're going to blink and be here. I still feel 15 inside and don't have any regrets about my life like an actually old man might. Not starting to invest in retirement earlier. Not taking more career risks. Not buying a house earlier. Doing drugs. I wish I'd never touched a single one. I'm doing okay. But I know I'd be much better off had I abstained. Not taking antidepressants sooner. I'm 33. And the last month was so easy without all the noise that's my own head. Does being born into a shit family with shit parents count? Man, if that didn't happen, I'd be so different. Wasting time with the wrong people and also not taking care of myself better physically or mentally. Not dating sooner after my divorce. I'm 43 and single. The chances of me finding anyone is slim. Not taking chances with various girls, women throughout my life. and I had the opportunities too. Not learning how to do stock trading. Would have been retired by now and live off returns. Letting depression take 10 years of my life. I'm aware that's my fault, but still. Letting fear of the unknown stop me from following my passion when I was younger. Putting my money in money market accounts and CDIS instead of an SP 500 fund. My major, Math CS. I really wanted to do physics, but first year kicked my butt. Not trying harder to further my education after graduating from high school. Not investing in myself and doing what others wanted, not what I wanted. Wish I'd never smoked cigarettes. Gave up 24 years ago. And now have COPD. Breaking up with several girlfriends due to shitty ambition on my part. That people like you post this question to us credit 50 times a day. A sexual partner. I've lost everything in life, sex life included. Drinking so many years away. And not going to therapy sooner. The amount of time I spent anxious about being judged. I listened to my parents too much when I was younger.